next to me is Dr. Q. And I had the privilege of meeting him yesterday. My dear friend Lucinda Collis introduced me, brought me over. She literally dragged me over to the booth. You need to see this. And it drew me in, it fascinated me. I signed up right away. I was like, I have to do this. And it was so interesting the way Dr. Q explains it, and he will explain it soon. But it has such a high vibrational frequency that rings the truth. And Dr. Q explained the process. What is this all about? And it's palm leaf reading.
Yes, Indian palm leaf readings.
Indian palm leaf.
Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Q, and I'm the founder of the Indian Palm Leaf Reading Institute. And we're here at the Conscious Love Expo for the third time in a row at booth 457. And it was indeed a pleasure meeting you. And thank you so much for coming over to our booth yesterday.
Yeah.
In short, it's become a mission in a way. And that's the reason why we created the Institute, to make it easier for people to get an Indian palm leaf reading done without having to go to India. That's the whole purpose. So on one hand, we help the seeker, like you.
I'm a seeker, yes, for
and
sure. Always.
The Indians, the readers that provide the service, by really giving them as much as we can back, so they continue doing what it is that they're doing and they stay where they are. So they pervert.
This is an ancient practice,
It's
right?
an ancient practice, yes. So Saga has it that about 2,000-3,000 years ago, we're not quite sure when ago, how many years ago, but 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, Maharishis, enlightened sages, Maha, great, Rishi, sage, wrote on dried palm leaves, hence Indian palm leaf reading, messages for people. And you can go and see if there is one message for you too. Now I brought pictures of the Maharishis. There are 18 of them in total. Maharishi Agastya is the main one. So when you get your reading then, Krista, most likely will be written by Agastya. And I brought a bundle with me. In this bundle we have individual palm leaves.
Yes.
So it's a 3-step process.
Yep.
First step is the search for this bundle. And the only way to start the search will be by submitting your thumbprint, as you did yesterday, ladies' left and gents' right thumbprint, and your gender, of course. And that goes to India. We have an office in India, in the southernmost parts of India. The state is called Tamil Nadu, twice as big as California, just letting you know. 85 million people live there. And it's in the rural parts, like jungle-ish, basically, And the reader would look at your thumbprint. He would figure out the name of your thumbprint based on the characteristics that Indian palm leaf readings use.
Yeah.
It gives your thumbprint a specific name, which describes you as a person already very well, I should say.
Yes.
And then he would go on a search for a bundle that matches your thumbprint name, which means all the individual palm leaves in here have the same thumbprint name. So let's say that's your bundle.
Right.
So all the people in here, all the palm leaves, have the same thumbprint name. So that's the search part. Search means the reader will go into archives across, southern India in the state of Tamil Nadu. And when you think of archives and libraries here in the US, you think air-conditioned, security. Well, think the opposite. We're in India, which means chaos, not organized, and dingy little, holes in the wall, really,
Yes.
where he will pull out these bundles, trying to see if it matches your thumbprint. And it's a physical act. It will go from one to the next, to the next, to the next. So you got to be patient, Krista, because you just submitted your thumbprints yesterday. And we look for up to 6 months in order to see if there is a bundle for you. But on average, 4 to 6 weeks, give or take. And then we should be able to locate one of these. And when we find one of these, then we will do the next step. And the next step would be the matching. Matching means matching one of these individual palm leaves in this bundle with you. And once it's matched, we do then the reading. So matching means, and we do that online, by the way, so you can be wherever you are, in globally speaking, it really doesn't matter at all. So the reader would open up the bundle in front of you live on Zoom, and it will go through these individual palm leaves step by step, trying to identify you in it. Again, he only knows that you're female and your thumbprint, remember?
That's it.
At the end of a successful matching process, he will tell you your first name, mother's first name, father's first name, date of birth, time of birth. It's like, wow, holy smokes, how does he know that? Plus, these palm leaves were written in ancient Tamil language, which, unlike English, is a sound-based language, similar to Chinese, Mandarin. And it's his skill set to convert a sound into a letter-based language, English, A, B, C, D. It's quite an experience, I should say.
Yes.
So once he identifies you, you're like, oh my gosh, it's me, you accept it. And if you have ever doubt, then it's not you, period, right? And then matching comes to an end, that's the second step. And then the last step is the reading itself. And the reading starts with the moment you get the reading done, whenever that is, in a couple months from now, based on your energies at the time of the reading. Not your mood, not whether you're happy or unhappy, you had a fight with your lover, no, makes no difference. It's your energies. And it will give you a likely trajectory based on your energies until you die. And don't be shocked, don't be scared, it's not set in stone. It's a likely trajectory. No one takes away your free will. You still can, choose to do the opposite, but then it's your fault, not mine. And the whole purpose for getting a reading is very simple. You want to improve that trajectory because the reading covers all aspects of life.
Yes.
Anything that's important to a human being, that's family life, kids, grandchildren, education, money, love affairs, health. And it gives you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Life, regrettably, and in case you haven't realized that yet, is not just milk and honey.
Yeah, no.
So if it's not milk and honey, if it's a storm that comes up, he will tell you that. Look, at age 55 to 57, you have a relationship issue or health issue. Don't be shocked, don't be scared, because, as I said, the whole purpose of getting your reading done is you want to improve on it, you want to lead a better life after it. Right. So at the end of your reading, you can ask as many questions as you want, and after that, he will tell you what you can do now to fix the issue. And he will tell you if it's fixable now, like it won't happen, or it will happen, but it won't be so bad, so it's reduced impact. But in order to do that, it gives you pujas. Puja literally means prayer, but in modern terminology, it means homework. Let's put it that way, homework. And the homework is extensive. 6 months, 12 months, and you got to do something every single week. He will tell you 7 Wednesdays in a row to this mantra dedicated to this God. And 12 Saturdays to this puja, this chant to this goddess. So when he says Saturday, he means Saturday, not Friday, not Sunday. If he means that God, not another God. Repeat this 12 times, not 14 times, you know what I mean? It's very strict.
Very strict.
And if you miss the day, because let's say you start at 11:55 p.m. on a Saturday, but it ends on a Sunday, did you do it on a Saturday or Sunday? Sunday. So that means you got to start from scratch again. So you got to really stick to it. Why? Very simply put, you need to put effort into your own healing. If you don't do anything, why should the healing happen at all, right?
Right.
So and the reason why I did it, and that's the reason why you're talking to a non-Indian, if you haven't noticed that yet. I'm a regular white guy, so I had a reading done myself 7 years ago. Blew my mind, it was an amazing experience. And in that reading, he told me I'm going to bring this to the West. And I was shocked because I had no intention whatsoever, of course, and I just wanted healing for myself to get involved with this, but yet here I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So it's in a nutshell, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever it took so far to explain to you what it is that we do.
That's fascinating. When you said it'd probably be by this God, why would you say that? Okay, for me.
Well, because I've done it now for 6 years, and for the most part, it's Agastya that the reader would look to find a bundle for.
Got it.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's the easiest to find.
I see.
So when they go into the archives, they know your thumbprint name, they know your gender, and then they will go into the archives. When I say archives, you might think gigantic, but no, little holes in the wall.
Yeah.
And then he will go in it, and there's sections for Agastya and sections for each and every one of these Maharishis. But Agastya is the easiest one to find. Hence, to make it simple, he will go for Agastya bundles, and if he cannot find them after a while, he will then switch to other Maharishis. That's the reason why.
Wonderful. Well, how can people learn more about this?
Well, either come and see us at the show, Conscious Thought Expo 2020, and if you don't come this year, come next year or the year after, because we'll be here every year. We're at booth 457, and if you don't make it to the expo, then you can go online, IndianPalmLeafReading.com. IndianPalmLeafReading.com. You cannot be more literal, really. And you find more information about us online, or Facebook, or YouTube, or Instagram. We're on all ways.
When you brought it to the West, you brought it to the West.
I brought it to the West, yeah. Believe it or not, as far as I know, and I've been doing this for many years, We're the only institute of its kind that does this outside of India, so you don't have to go to India. That's it, yes.
Well, I'm super pumped. I'm super excited.
Thank you, Krista.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, and namaste.